was going through your head at the moment she's standing next to defense counsel's table? They're simultaneously making an argument for her not to testify, to quash the subpoena. And she's standing there dying to get on the stand. That was bizarre. What was going on in your head that moment?
It was, you hit it, Michael. It's so bizarre. They had literally filed motions to quash, fought to the death to keep her on the stand. I mean, thrown out everything to keep her on the stand, called me every name in the book to try to keep her off the stand.
Can I wait to Your Honor?
Just a moment, Ms. Willis. So, Ms. Cross, I don't know if you want to speak with Ms. Willis now. It's sounding like maybe they're withdrawing the objection to the motion.
I believe the motion to...
Or does Ms. Willis want to take the lead here?
We'll withdraw the motion to quash Ms. Willis. Based on the... I'm ready to go.
Okay. So, the position of the district attorney at this point is that she's no longer contesting the subpoena. Ms. Merchant has called her as the next witness.
I mean, it was clear that she had not talked with her lawyer. But at the same time, it was clear that she had something she wanted to say. I thought it was staged to a certain extent, but I don't believe that her lawyer knew. But I do think it was staged with Ms. Willis because it was very dramatic. It was very dramatic. But it's like your client, when you're a defense lawyer and your client wants to take the stand and you're like, stop talking. And they just keep talking, to the police or whoever. You're like, stop talking. It felt kind of like one of those moments.
No. So let me ask you your reaction to some of the witnesses. We talked about Fonnie Willis. Nathan Wade, what was your reaction?
I was surprised. I thought that he would have prepared a little bit better for all of the questions. I testify a lot as a defense lawyer. We always have to, if we try cases, we're testifying later on. And you do a certain amount of preparation. Some of the responses, the unknowns, knowing how scrutinized this case was going to be. I think I would have looked at my phone records. I think I would have looked at my bank records. I think I would have been a little bit more prepared. So that definitely surprised me. He definitely thought that everyone was just going to take whatever he said. But he didn't remember stuff too. And he would have long pauses. And so, it was surprising that he hadn't taken it, I don't know if more seriously is the right word, but had really prepped. And I mean, there's different reasons why he maybe didn't prep. Maybe he wanted to be vague. I thought that was a real possibility. Maybe he didn't prep so that he could say he didn't remember honestly, and could give vague answers. I think that that's a real possibility.
What about the former Attorney General?
So Roy Barnes, is that when Roy Barnes testified?
Yes.
Yeah, I love Roy, and everybody did. When he testified, I don't think it was relevant. It was not relevant at all. It was literally to say, hey, look who I have. I've got him on my side. But the thing is, Roy is my friend too, and he is all the defense lawyers' friends. And so, everybody.
He was charming, right?
Oh, he's great. I mean, I've been to his house. He lives right up the street. Like, he's awesome. I love him. I love his kids. Like, he's just a great guy. So it's one of those things that's like, you're trying to say, oh, look who I have on my team. Is that?
But really? He wasn't on her team because he didn't want to be on her team. But he didn't pick it, right? He decided not to do it.
The most significant thing that came out of his testimony really was the fact that Nathan Wade was in his interview when Fonnie was interviewing him to take this case, and that it happened only days before Nathan took the case. So their whole spiel that she had been looking for someone to take this case for all these months, and it was really, really hard and stuff. It was like 5 days before that she had met with Governor Barnes, a couple days before, and then she takes Nathan. It didn't sound like this huge national search to find some, independent prosecutor. It didn't sound like that.
On a very important case. I mean, this is, again, you said no matter what side you're on, this is a very important case. And my feeling was, everyone is looking at you. Why would you threaten this important case if you're on the side of, hey, she's the good guy, a good person for democracy? Why would you threaten it even by having a relationship? I know she has a right to have one if she has one, but why would you even threaten it at this point? One more witness. Terrence Bradley.
Just sad, just disappointed and sad. What I always tell witnesses is tell the truth. That's really all I care about a witness doing on the stand. I just want them to tell the truth. Like, the truth is the truth. We can't change the truth. And so it was disappointing. At first he couldn't say anything because it was privileged. So that tells us all that he had knowledge, direct knowledge, but he wasn't saying it because it's privileged. Then all of a sudden, when we got around the privilege, it goes to, oh, I don't remember, or it's speculation. So, it's just really disappointing because it can't really be either. If you had direct knowledge, and he gave me, I think it's really important to note, he gave me a lot of contextual details that I verified. And, you all know as lawyers, that's what you do to determine the credibility of a witness. You take what they tell you, and then you try to verify certain parts to see if it's credible, certain context. And, just little things like he had told me that Fawny's daughter had left her university in Florida and had moved out west to go to college. Now, did he get the reason she left school wrong? Yeah, apparently, he thought that she failed out. Apparently she withdrew because of COVID. But the fact that he knew that she left FAMU and went out to a university out west, that's details that shows he had intimate knowledge of what's going on. He had actual personal knowledge. Yeah.
What other details did he give you that wasn't relevant in court, but that to you showed that he was telling the truth?
The trips. He had told me before I saw any receipts and had any idea where they went, he told me they had gone to Belize. I mean, that's very specific. He specifically said they went to Belize. He said they went on a cruise. He said they went to Napa Valley. I mean, those places, then when I saw those receipts and said, oh my God, these are really the places. Another detail that was really significant to me was that Terrence told me they met at a judicial conference. It was they were both municipal court judges and they have their own conferences. He told me they met at one in the fall of 2019, and that Nathan was speaking at it, and that Fawny had attended it. So I did an open records request to the college, the legal education college, and got records showing Nathan was on the agenda as a speaker and Miss Willis was an attendee. So that was another thing that corroborated. That was significant. How would he know that? How would he know that if someone hadn't told him that or he didn't have knowledge of it?